Hey, and what's up? Today we're gonna talk about World Rallycross. Is the sport dead or is it gonna survive? So I want to talk about World Rallycross in general. A lot of teams has pulled out from the sport. We had Ford last year, we had Audi, Peugeot and Volkswagen this year. So all the manufacturers are gone. No, it's only privateers left in the sport. Great names as Ken Block, Mattias Ekström, Peder Solberg, Johan Kristoffersen, Sebastian Loeb seems to be out right now. 2 days ago I saw Johan Kristoffersen had signed a year with the WTCR, which is a touring car championship. Great for him. I wish him all the success in the future, and I wish to have him back in World Rallycross Championship because I want to beat him. So Sebastian Loeb, he's recently signed with Hyundai to do a couple of WRC events. I have a feeling that he's coming back to World RX one day in the future. Over to Peder Solberg, I think he will come out with some news about next year. He's definitely not gonna quit motorsport because that's his biggest passion in life, and I do not think he's ready to quit motorsport right now. Volkswagen announced that they have paused the program, so for sure he's not gonna do the full World Rallycross Championship season. And for me, as a fellow Norwegian, I find it hard that Peder is leaving Rallycross or pausing it, because for me Peder have been one of the biggest inspirations and motivations, because he is the king in Norway when it comes to motorsport, and he's also an important athlete to beat during the season. So it's sad to see he is pausing the FIA World Rallycross Championship next year. Then there is Ken Block. He retired from the sport last year. He did ARX last year in America, the American Rallycross Championship, which I think he had huge success in. He scored some podium points and he did some decent events. Will he do World Rallycross Championship next year? I don't think so. But I'm sure he wants to compete. I know he loves to compete, so I hope I see him back on the grid. I recently spoke with Kenneth Hansen, the father of Timmy and Kevin, and it seems like they are working every day in and out to get budgets and teams and everything ready for a new season in the FIA World Rallycross Championship. So now my question is FIA World Rallycross Championship dead? Me personally, I think the championship is gonna, it's got a little face plant, but it's gonna grow up, and I'm sure this is good for the championship. As we saw in WRC when Volkswagen was dominating the sport, they pulled out. All of a sudden it was an equal championship, everybody could win. I think this will happen the same with the FIA World Rallycross Championship this year or 2019. I think all the privateers now have a chance to step it up and win the championship. Everybody is on the same paper, more reasonable budgets around it, and I think we can see some new faces fighting for wins. I really do hope that we can see some drivers from Super 1600, RX2 and also European Rallycross Championship in Supercar maybe taking a new step going up to the FIA World Rallycross Championship. That's what I want to see. And I think we can see a lot of great battles. I think we can have a lot of cool drivers that can bring the sport to a new page. We don't need all the big superstars as we have had before. I think we can focus on the characters we have in the sport and grow the sport together in the right way. Alright, so this is just my personal opinions. Let's call an expert and the guy that knows everything. He's the voice of RX. We have the headline, is World Rallycross dead? And I certainly don't think so. What is your thoughts?
Honestly, mate, I think it will be absolutely fine. It's, of course, you know, the sport's been on a bit of a rocket. It's been a brilliant sport, hasn't it, for a very long time. That's one thing to remember. It's been around more than 50 years. It's had plenty of ups and downs in the past. It's just that maybe now it's in the public eye. Now it's an FIA World Championship. You know, when there's a bit of a down, everybody's disappointed. But I think if you look at what's been achieved since 2013, you know, going from a European to a World Series, you know, superstars have come in, guys like yourself who've managed to make a name for yourselves now. You know, you're famous drivers in your own right, and that's brilliant. So yeah, of course it's a bit disappointing because the manufacturer teams are gone for now. I think there's a strong chance they could come back, particularly if it goes electric, you know. But I'm really excited about next year because we're just going to see loads of different winners. Just, you know, hopefully we get a decent entry together, and I couldn't tell you who's going to win the finals. And I really, really enjoyed it when I was commentating 14, 15, 16. There were 6 cars in the final. I had no idea.
I remember 2014 we had 7 different winners in the 7 first races. You know, I think the sport actually can grow a lot on this, you know. I think it can make new steps to kind of come back to its roots and re-establish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know, look at guys like Kenneth, you know, again,
Yeah.
you know, they were in with Peugeot and everything. And Kenneth, all Kenneth has done for his entire life, it seems to me. So I can't imagine him not doing Rallycross. You know, when I spoke to him in South Africa, yeah, of course, you know, Tibby and Kevin were a bit down in the dumps and Susan, and I totally understand that, but Kenneth had that little sparkle in his eye, and he's like, we'll work on stuff over the winter, you know, it's a long game, it will be okay, or, you know, certainly they're working as hard as they can to make it okay. Put it like this, mate, if you had the money, if you were a driver who had the money for a serious crack at the World Championship, it's 10 events now, it's not 12, so there's about 2 events cheaper than it was before, and I don't think there will ever be a better opportunity to be World Rallycross champion than there is now, you know, because it's suddenly, if you look at the final lineup for the last 12 events, it was nearly always the 6 factory cars. And in theory, the 6 factory cars are gone now, you know, the EKS cars for sale, you know, the Peugeots, we know there's a couple of teams that are looking to get hold of those, but they won't be there with the factory support in the same way, so it's wide open, and I think there's a number of drivers, you know, guys like Toppy, guys like Rainis, Anton, you know, who would look at this and think, okay, this is the chance, this is the year that I can become the world champion, and that's why I'm excited about it, is if I was a driver with that budget, last year, would I have spent it? No, because I don't think I would have won. Would I have a go at it next year? Yeah, right, I would, and I think we're going to see some great entries.
And I do think also one thing we need to keep in mind is that, you know, when the factory teams were in, it was hard to grow up new drivers into the sport. So I really do think that when it comes to next year, it's more open spots. If you take the step next year, you have a bigger chance of being involved in something big when the electric happens in 2021. If you want to be a driver in the lineup and get paid of driving in the FIA World Rallycross Championship in the future, I think this is the time you need to step into a sport and invest in yourself, find a team, make a team, and walk the line. I mean, no, the train is gonna leave, and you better be in the first wagons, you know. So we conclude the whole phone call with, it's gonna be a great FIA World Rallycross Championship even next year, and the sport is not dead.
The sport is absolutely not dead. It's a brilliant sport. It's been around for more than 50 years. I cannot wait to be shouting about whatever drivers are in the lineup next year, and I really hope you're there, Andreas. So the best of luck over the winter, mate. Thank
you. We need to wrap it up with your award, and only you can say it. Here you go. Mega! Andrew Coley, he's such a star. I love that guy. He is the voice of RX, and you heard it here first at Bakkerud Live. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Do you want us to do more like this? Please comment below, and also hit the notification button and make sure you stay updated all the time. Until next time, flat out.